everybody, how are you? How are you, everybody who is watching this fantastic video? I'm very happy to have you today, and I'd like to welcome both national and international viewers who are watching this program. You're warmly welcome, and you would like to be a part of your learning system or learning program. My name is Olenjolaim Moko TAYAI Losingo. Simply you can call me Olenjolaim. God has given me a gift of teaching, so I'm a teacher, and right now I'm a national teacher in engineering mathematics, in basic mathematics. I'm a national teacher also in advanced mathematics. I'm a national teacher in physics. I'm a national teacher in advanced physics. I'm a national teacher in chemistry. I'm a national teacher in advanced chemistry. I'm a national teacher in basic applied mathematics and yes, basic applied mathematics. So that is who I am. God has anointed me with a fresh anointing in teaching, with the gift of teaching. I'm an electronics and telecommunication engineer. So whenever I teach about higher engineering mathematics and scientific mathematics, I'm teaching what I supposed to, or what I used to learn at the Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology, because I've been a student some years ago there. So I'm a Tanzanian, and I'm doing these programs in Tanzania, and I dedicate these programs to all undergraduate students of Tanzania, and I would like to welcome you into our beautiful country. So let's take a few minutes just to give you the overview of what are we doing and where are we and what problem are we solving in our program. So let's take this opportunity to welcome you into one of our online institution, which is called Undergraduate Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, in square bracket OLENJOLAI. Simultaneously, we have also an official YouTube channel that's called the Undergrad Polyinstit of Tanzania, in square bracket OLENJOLAI. Well, so this is an online institutions where we are training students by using the ability and capacity of multimedia technology, and also we use to transmit it by using the wireless transmissions or wireless transmissions by the power of the internet. So, you know, the word of God used to say that in the book of Proverbs, chapter 2019, verse 18, say that where there is no vision, people perish. So the next few questions after have been welcome. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for watching this program. I would like to answer some of the questions that are going on in your mind. The first question is, what problem are we solving? Wonderful. The problems we are solving is actual, it's a reason that made online undergraduate Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, in square bracket OLENJOLAI, to be formed and also to start work effectively in order to figure out the best solutions for the existing problem. So we have this division that we have, or divisions of online undergraduate Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, square bracket OLENJOLAI, is we have an assignment to teach, train, incubate, mentor, lead some group of students who will be ready to extract knowledge, understanding, and wisdom from the classroom instructions in engineering and also in science subjects, engineering, science, and mathematics subjects, in order to combine with knowledge, understanding, and wisdom that I will teach them to extract from the holy, or from the word of God that teaches in the Holy Bible, in order to solve real life problems. So simply, we'll be teaching you how you can extract knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and combine on spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in order to solve real life problems. You are a student. You have never gone to any institutions or any college or any level in order to do the visitations. What you have gone there to get knowledge that can help you to solve problems. I know that you might think it is difficult what I'm telling you for a continuing advanced secondary students, for undergraduate students to be able to solve real life problems. Yes, it is possible. The issue is you have to believe, or you have to trust on your own, and then you have to make sure that you do extraordinary things. So that's what we are going to do. Our main objective here is to teach our students to think differently and to teach students to break the barriers of the limitations that they used to experience in their life. So that's what we say. So it means our our main objective to see our students solving real life problems, because that the purpose of education according to the God's instructions, who is the founder of educational system. He used to say that I am the foundations, so everything should be laid upon me. So that's a great challenge that we're experiencing right now. So I know that possibly you are undergraduate students, or you are secondary students. You are welcome, and I know possibly you might be a parent, to a guardian, or a sponsor. So I would like to ask you to invite your children or the people that you are sponsoring into this national and international program. I will be focused on the syllabus of Tanzania. It means that under the TCU that I will mention, so what does it mean about TCU, NACTE, what does it mean? So that is a very important part that you have to understand. So before we go inside today's lecture, which is lecture 0, called the General Introductions of Calculus 1, this is not the calculus, this is calculus 1. Okay, wonderful. So let me present to you the steps of registration. So registration to what? To Online Undergraduate Polytechnic Institute of what? Of Tanzania, OPITO. So that's the abbreviation of Online Undergraduate Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, in square bracket OLENJOLAI. So the first step, if you don't have an email, then we ask you to create or open new email. You have to create or open a new email. So it depends. You can have a Yahoo email or you can have a Gmail. So it depends on your preference. Okay? That's the first step, ladies and gentlemen. If you have an email, you can skip the first step. The second step, we ask you to sign in YouTube channel. Okay, so sign in what? Sign in YouTube channel. So in the sign in YouTube channel, then now when you're in YouTube, you go to the second step. Then we ask you to search it. To searching OPITO. So Online Undergraduate Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, in square bracket OLENJOLAI. Okay? Then this is what? After doing that step, which is just searching what? That online institution, then the next step that we ask you, you have to go into the playlist, just click the playlist, okay? And when you click the playlist, then you have to find the playlist written calculus, the playlist of calculus, because the playlist we used to collect that's the point where I used to collect related lectures. So it means that for this case, so search OPITO, right? And then she said that after searching OPITO, search OPITO. So search OPITO. The next step after search OPITO, right? OPITO, after searching the OPITO, then we ask you that you have to click the playlist in order to find the particular playlist which will be representing. Some of the playlists will represent departments, some of them representing subject, some of the playlists representing what? Chapters or topics. So click the playlist, and then, for instance, if you are looking the contents for this, it's CI, means calculus 1. Alright? That's very important. Then we go for the fifth step. The fifth step, we say that let us click. I ask you to click the software button, which is written below this video, and the previous text was subscribed. subscribe. So you have subscribe and subscribe. So once you click this one, please subscribe. Subscribe. So when you have a subscribe, then you have icon of bell. If you click this one, then you choose the options of what? Of all. Okay? Then this is number 6. Number 6, I know that you are going to enjoy our contents. I know that. And when, as a human being, whenever you meet with something make you to enjoy, you have a strong desire and thirsty to share it to others. It means to send to some of the people that you love. So it means that right now, I would like also to give you the simplest way for you to, mean that to share. So you can click the icon that's called the share or like. Okay, share. It's icon to share. So you can share the link of this video through WhatsApp with your friends. You can share them through Facebook. You can share with them through Telegram. You can share them through Instagram. You can share with you physically. Okay. And I can share with you through, you can share with your friends through what? Twitter. Okay. So this is click it once you click share. So it means the process of subscribing is not a difficult process. You have just to subscribe yourself in order for you. Why should you subscribe? That's a very important question. The aim for you to subscribe is in order to get notification whenever we add any new video. Right? That's the aim of you to subscribe. Because we are going to have more than 500 videos of watching of higher engineering mathematics and the scientific, higher engineering and scientific mathematics. So if you subscribe, for example, you wanted to access lecture 1, where that will be teaching about limits, okay? So it means that you have to make sure that you subscribe. So whenever we make it public, you'll be the first to get the notifications from the YouTube community, right? So you have to stay enjoying. Make sure that you spend just in, make sure that you do registration right now. And the good thing that this is permanent registration, so we don't have maybe like maybe a terminal, or we call it after every term or semester registration. So you have just one lifetime registration, so you can access the contents as long as you need them. Okay, so you have to keep concentrating and think, where are we heading? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening and receiving the procedures or the steps that you have to follow for you to register yourself permanently in OPITO, or Online Undergraduate Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania and square bracket Olenjolaim. So the first system which I want to share with you in this general introductions lecture, I would like to share with you the big picture of the authority of educational systems in Tanzania. I know that possibly you know more than me, but when I've been preparing myself, I arranged this information sequentially for you to understand. If you are aware with this information, then I would like to remind you. So this we say that authorities, legal authorities, so when I say legal, it means that they have a legal permission. Legal authorities, this is very important for the Tanzanian and even for the international students, just to know how our educational system is organized. So legal authorities, authority of higher, authority intermediate, we call it intermediate, 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 and the higher, intermediate and higher education. So it says legal authorities of intermediate and higher education in Tanzania. Right? In Tanzania. So we have 3 authorities, and then so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for receiving the information on how you can register yourself. I would like just to begin this the first thing which I want to introduce to you in this lecture of general introductions of Calculus 1. Okay, and this is the module which is being taught at the University of Dodoma, UDOM. So we're gonna talk about it immediately, or just within a few minutes later. So so what I want to share with you, the legal authorities of intermediate and higher education in Tanzania. I know that this is for the Tanzanians and also for the international students, because even myself, I'm a Tanzanian, but I can learn the educational or the legal authorities of education in the United States of America, because I can be a student, so I can go there to do my PhD studies or my postgraduate studies. So the legal authorities of education. So this is the big picture that you have to remember. And because, why am I declaring this information? Because, you know, if we are under the first, matter of fact, myself, I attended my training under the first legal authority. And then you, or some of you are attending, it means that you are training in the second legal authority. And then some, maybe you have our friend who have attended in the third authority. So we have to know how we relate. That's the main objective. And then you have to know, because some things you can join in a certain higher educational, and then you just find students that you don't know their background, right? So this is the vocational education and the training authorities, or we call it VETA in short. Again, the second one, which is intermediate and higher, providing intermediate and higher education, is called the National Council for Technical, so NACTE, for technical, is it technical education? Because the abbreviation is called NACTE. So NA stands for national, C stands for council, T stands for technical, so NACTE. So National Council for Technical Education. In short, we call it NACTE. So these are providing training in 3 levels. This is providing our award students or graduates. They are graduates, NTA, National Technical Award, NTA level 4 to level 6. This is ordinary diploma, right? We call it ODE in short. So here, NTA level 4 to NTA level 6, this is ordinary diploma, ODE. And then this against we have NTA level 7 to 8. This is Bachelor in Engineering and Bachelor in Science. Then we have again NTA level 9. This is what? Masters in Engineering. Again, we have another authority which is called the Tanzania Commission. So it's called the Tanzania Commission for Universities. Tanzania Commission for Universities. Okay, so this is in short, we call it TCU. So it's called TCU. Okay, so the TCU is providing diploma education, okay, ordinary diploma education. Also, its institutions or colleges or universities also providing Bachelor in Engineering and also Bachelor in Science and other fields, okay? Bachelor in Business and whatever. So all other colleges or institutions will be there. But also it's providing maybe Master in Engineering or Masters in Science. And also providing what? Postgraduate, so we call it doctorate, okay? So we call it doctorate in engineering and doctorate in what? In science. At this moment, I don't know whether the next level after Master in Engineering, which is PhD, will be NTA level 10 or maybe 10 to 11. I'm not sure because it's not existing at this moment. So TCU, real actual that involves or includes so many universities or institutions. I don't know the primary focus of VETA, but I know the primary focus of NACTE. NACTE is dealing with competence-based. So the training competence accredited by NATE is competence what? Based. While the training accredited by TCU is knowledge based. Knowledge based. So knowledge based. This is the cornerstones of this stuff. Okay, so that's the first thing. So where can we find, because why am I giving this big picture? You know, many lecturers, they used to come to class and then they start writing calculus, maybe some enabling outcomes, if they can list it. One, they announce about session, they announce about the tutorial, okay, tutorial question solving, and whatever, how you can get notes and so forth, and then they start teaching calculus, the first topic of calculus. That is the year's time. But according to me, I used to think, where do we get this concept, first of all, that which has been given a title of the course? So what are we looking in this big picture? We are finding calculus 1. If you understood, please let me know in the comment section. So it means that I can mention some, for example, that if I keep on, I keep with this 3 stuff, or this is 3 branches, just to let you to be aware, because I know you are an engineer who is watching this program, or a statistic, right? So you have this. So these 2, we have VETA here. So we have so many colleges under VETA, but also we have so many institutions under NATE, health institution, engineering institution under NATE, and also we have so many universities under TCU. So for example, the institutions which under NATE is in Tanzania, right? This is, I'm talking in Tanzania, example. Example, we have the Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology, it's called the DIT. The second example of the institutions under NATE is Arusha Technical. So Arusha Technical College. So it's called the Arusha Technical College. Then the second one is Mbeya University of Photo Science and Technology. Then the third example, the first example is Karume Institute of Science and Technology. And then the fourth example, the fifth example is Al Maktoum Engineering and Science College. If I'm not mistaken, let me check it, let's check it. Yes, Al Maktoum Engineering and Technology College, ATC. So it's Al Maktoum Engineering and Technology College. So these are some of the examples of institutions which are colleges which are providing technical educations with a focus of competence based. For example, also the examples of institutions of universities and colleges under TCU. The first one is University of Dodoma, so UDOM. This is our focus, UDOM, University of Dodoma. Then the second one, we call it in abbreviations, University, so it's called UDSM, University of Dar es Salaam. But this in short we call it UDSM. The second example of the university under this, we have also United African University, if I'm not mistaken, let me cross-check it. Yes, it's called the United African University of Tanzania. So you have United African University of Tanzania. United African University of Tanzania. United African University of Tanzania, which is located at Kigamboni. Then the first example of the college or institutions which is under TCU, we have also MUHAS. So MUHAS, this is Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Science, right? And also we have so many. We have University of Iringa. We have University of Arusha, or Arusha University. Then we have Tumaini University. So we have Tumaini University. We have also another university which is called the Kampala University in Tanzania. Kampala International University of Tanzania. Kampala International University of Tanzania. Okay, so cute. etc., etc., etc. So our primary focus will be focusing on those universities or institutions which are providing technical education, where we can find engineers and we can find scientists like you, right? So with this focus right now, today, I would like, so you have a number of examples because the names of they are just called VETA, all the training center under vocational education and training authorities are called VETA. So let us take a focus on this perspective. So it means that you see under this tree or under this branch, we find the university which is called the UDOM, University of Dodoma. So University of Dodoma, there are colleges, right? There are so many colleges. Okay, so there are so many colleges. Okay, there are so many colleges. Okay, the college. Okay, so there are so many colleges. So many colleges. So one of the colleges is called the College of Engineering and the Informatics. College of Engineering and Informatics. But also there is College of 40, yes, Informatics is something like that. There are College of Health, College of 40 of Health, and then there is College of Humanity. So you have so many colleges. I don't remember the year specific names, but simply under these UDOMs, okay, under UDOM, as I said, there is another college which is called the College of 40. So it's called the College of Engineering. So if you go into College of 40 of Engineering and Informatics, College of Engineering and the Informatics, if I'm not mistaken, right? Informatics and even some other colleges. So if you're a student who admitted in this college, or you have applied and you have succeeded to be admitted, you are going to study engineering mathematics for 3 semesters, but you are going to study 4 courses. Please, before I write down, you can pause the video and then copy these instructions for you to review on your own and even to share with others on how they can register. But remember to click the buttons of subscribe and then click the buttons of the bell, choose the options of all. You have registered yourself permanently. So whenever we add a new lecture, when we will have lecture 1 of limits for calculus 1, you'll be the first to be notified by the YouTube community at any time and anywhere when you are online. Okay? So I believe that you've already copied. Okay? So, so if you focus on the first semester, right? This is first semester and second semester. So listen carefully. So in first semester, in the first year, we'll be learning a module called the TN. First of all, it is called the TN. This is module code. It is TN 111. Okay? TN 111 is called linear algebra. The good news, I'm teaching also this module. So you have to get prepared to enjoy it. Okay? So this is for the first year and first semester. This is for the second semester. And this is first semester. In second semester, you are going to learn a module called the TN 120. It's called the probability. It's called the probability. Not statistically, but it's called the probability. Okay? So this is all about first year. First year, when you attend into this college, especially that if you'll be taking maybe bachelor degree in telecommunication engineering, or bachelor degree maybe in computer engineering, or in other fields also, you have to be aware that what we are going to study. And then, wonderfully enough, in the first year, in the second year, you'll be studying I think that I don't remember exactly, because what I know just is learn this. I will learn these modules in 3 semesters. I think calculus 1 and linear algebra should be covered, if I'm not mistaken, should be covered. So calculus 2 should be covered in the first semester, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, okay, I'll cross-check it in prospectus and then I'll let you know. But the next module or the other module has a module code or a course code, which is TN 121. So TN 121. This is called the Calculus 1. Calculus what? Calculus 1. It's called the Calculus 1. Calculus 1. 121, TN 121. And then the other one, the fourth course, is called the TN 210, if I'm not mistaken. That's the module, that's the course code, 210. This is called what? Calculus 2. So Calculus 2. Simply, I'm teaching Calculus 2 in first semester and the linear algebra. And in second semester, I'm teaching probability and what? And Calculus 1. So simply we say that causes of engineering, causes of engineering at UDOM, the largest university in Tanzania, University of Dodoma, are so the following. So now let me list it so for you to copy it clearly. The module code is TN 111. Module code is what course code is very important. Okay, identification. So this is called the linear algebra. So say linear algebra. And the second one is called what? TN 120. So this is called what? Probability. Say probability. It's probability and statistics, but I don't know why it has been called the probability itself. But it's what we are teaching you, probability and statistics. The third course is called the TN 121, which is called the Calculus 1. It's called what? Calculus 1. Calculus 1. And then the fourth course has a module code of TN 210. This is called the Calculus 2. So remember, our main objective of having a big picture from the legal authorities of educational system is to find where will we find a course called the Calculus 1. So we have formed it. So this is what Calculus 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Calculus 1, what we are teaching you right now. So we can take again the big picture. We can have the big picture 40 of Calculus 1. So Calculus 1, in order to cover or in order to understand the concepts in Calculus 1, then we have to learn it in form of the topics. Okay? So this we call them, so this is, we call it number 2, called chapters or topics. In case you have any question, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. Or topics, chapters or topics, or contents of what? Or contents of Calculus what? Of Calculus 1. Okay? So the following are the contents of Calculus 1. The first topic that you are going to cover is limit. Or in some of the book, this concept we call the theory of limit. It's called the theory of limit. The second chapter, we are going to teach you about continuity. Say continuity and the derivatives. We just used to touch the concepts of limit in advanced education a little bit when we are teaching about the derivative or differentiation. So also the concepts of continuity, possibly we have never learned it during our advanced education and also during our diploma education in engineering. The third topic The second topic is called derivatives of trigonometrical function. We are going to teach you about derivatives of trigonometrical function. Okay? Trigonometrical function. Let's say derivatives of trigonometrical function, we'll be learning derivatives of cosine, derivatives of sine. We'll be teaching you about derivatives of inverse of trigonometrical function. We'll be teaching you about, because when you say derivatives, it means about differentiation, right? So about maybe a quotient rule or product rules in trigonometrical function. So we are going to cover different concepts in this topic. So derivatives of trigonometrical function. The first topic now, after teaching derivatives of trigonometrical function, we are going to teach about applications of derivatives. So remember, derivatives means what? Differentiation. Okay, applications of what? Applications of derivative. Applications of derivatives. Okay, different applications of what? Of derivative. Then the next concept then will be, I've covered about derivatives. We have to go to the fifth chapter, which is called the integrals. So the fifth chapter is called what? Integrals. After teaching you integrals, then the next step we have to teach about ordinary differential equation. Forming. So we'll teach you about ordinary differential equations. Ordinary differential equations. Then the seventh and the last chapter is called the linear. We are going to teach about linear differential equations. Linear differential equations. In short, you call it LDE. This will be the last chapter. I'm going to teach you concepts of every chapter, and I'm going to teach you how you can solve problems, and I'm going to give you the homework in every lecture of calculus 1. So if you overview as the mathematicians, as the great mathematicians, or maybe as the students who love mathematics, you can group all of these topics into 3 parts, right? For me, according to my experience of learning a calculus and also teaching calculus, it means that from the first chapter to the fourth chapter, I can group them into one topic, which is called the differentiation. And then the fifth chapter, integrals, stand as integration. And then the sixth chapter, the seventh chapter, forming what? A differential equation, because calculus has 3 main branches: differentiation, integration, and what? Differential equation. So you have to remember that whenever we talk about calculus, you have to think, I expect it to meet with derivative, is differentiation, or concepts of differentiation, or concepts of what? Of integrations, or concepts of differential equation. So it means that in the big picture of calculus as a branch of mathematics, we'll define it later on, means that whenever you hear or you find a course or a topic called the calculus, you have to expect it to meet with either of these 3 concepts. Okay? Or you can meet all with 2 of these 3 concepts. Or you can meet all the 3 concepts to be covered in that particular module. So you see that sometimes you find that the contents which you are learning are the same, but the name of the modules is different. For example, at the University of Dodoma, that modules or that course is called the Calculus 1. While at the Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology, there is a module for the first semester is called the Calculus, right? And hence in other departments, for example, departments of electronics and communication at the DIT, also they have a modules which is called the engineering mathematics. The concepts are likely, but the names might be different. As an institution, as colleges, for example, a College of Engineering and Technology of St. Joseph, they call it Engineering Mathematics 1, Engineering Mathematics 2, Engineering Mathematics 3. Those are the names, but the contents still the same. Okay, because higher engineering mathematics and higher scientific mathematics are universal. So we have three main branches of calculus. The first one is called the differentiation. Differentiation, right? And then the second branch of calculus, whenever you hear, it's deal with what? Integration. Say with me, integration. Again, integration. And then the last branch is called what? Of calculus, differential equation. Differential equation. So differential equation, DE. So integration, differentiation, those are the two or three branches of calculus. Okay? These are three branches of calculus. The first one is called differentiation, the second one is called integration, and the third one is called differential equation. All right. So this is called the integration. Integration. So it's called integration. Okay. So this is still the big picture. So after giving you the big picture, so you know now, you know what we have to cover. But myself, as a national teacher of higher engineering mathematics and higher scientific mathematics, I always use reference books on preparing my lectures, right? So I would like to mention the recommended reference books for you to learn and cover and understand and enjoy the beauty of Calculus 1 and one of the course offered by University of Dodoma, the largest university in Tanzania. Are you ready for that? But these books will help you to learn engineering mathematics, higher engineering mathematics, even if the name of your course is not called Calculus 1. Right? So take considerations about this because that's the meanings of general introduction. So ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for that? Okay, so let me have a space. So right now I want to mention and explain to you reference books that you need in order for you to master Calculus 1. Because I want you to master Calculus 1 and extract knowledge and wisdom from Calculus 1. Right? Wonderful. So this is the third thing that I want to share with you. Okay? It's Olenjolaim want to present to you about reference books, reference notes, and materials that you need. And materials. Okay? And materials. Reference books and materials of 40 of Calculus 1. I'm not mentioning, but this is recommended by UDOM itself. And these are the contents. I know the contents that you have to cover. So that's why I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you valid information, right? I did my research. So the first reference material that you need, first of all, I can categorize this reference material in two branches. The first one is textbooks, okay, textbooks and materials, textbooks, notes, and the material. So the difference with the second group, which is question and answers, notes, materials, and books, in this one, so you say that in this textbook, or in this in the textbook, you'll be taught the concept, and then you're given, and then there are some examples which will be done for you to show you the concept. It means that in the way of solving problem, and also be given exercise at the end of each book. But when you come to the questions and the answers, those are the materials or books which are only giving you questions or asking you questions without teaching you the concept. Wonderful. So you have to remember that as a great engineer of the present and future generation. So let me start the first reference material. The first reference material is something we call it in higher education level, course outline. Course outlines, in some of the institutions they call it module outlines. Course outline, okay? Course outlines of what? Course outline of Calculus 1. So ask your teacher, your course master, to give you the course outlines of Calculus 1. The course outlines of Calculus 1 is equivalent to what? Table of contents in a book. If you have a book, for example, an engineering mathematics book, among the first pages before you go to chapter 1, or before you reach to chapter 1, is table of contents, which showing you the arrangements of the chapters and concept in that particular book. So should be given before start explaining about the book, or explain about the theme of the book. So that is about what the course outlines of calculus. So this one, it will be given by what? By course master. By course master. The course master has a responsibility for that. It's not confidential document. The second reference book now you need is this book, which is called you need a book called the Calculus and Analytic Geometry. So it is, the authors are Thomas and the Finney. Thomas and Finney, and this is called the Calculus. It's called the Calculus and the Analytic. Calculus and the Analytic. Calculus and Analytic Geometry. Calculus and Analytic Geometry. Calculus and Analytic Geometry, and this is addition Wesley. Addition Wesley. Addition Wesley, 9th edition. 9th edition of 1996. Okay. And then the third book is Crazy. Crazy. So the author is Crazy, and the book is called the Advanced Engineering Mathematics. So it's called so the author is Craig, and the book is called Advanced Engineering Mathematics. Advanced Engineering Mathematics. Okay. You can keep these books also for other courses. For example, Calculus 2, you need these books also in case you have them or you found them. So this is, it has been outside in 1998. Then the first reference book, it's called the Mathematics for Engineers and Scientists. The authors are Bajpai, A.C. The other author is I.M. Callas, and J.A. Fairley. Mathematics, so the book is called the Mathematics for Engineers. Mathematics for Mathematics for engineers like you, for engineers, and what? And the scientists. Mathematics for engineers and the scientists. Mathematics for engineers and the scientists. Mathematics for engineers and the scientists. So that is number 4. Number 5. A few reference book that you need is a book called Engineering Mathematics by Stroud K.A. Very, I like this book. So it's called Engineering Mathematics, 4th edition. Okay. So the author is Stroud. He has been a teacher of engineering mathematics. Stroud K.A. of what? Which has been published in 2003. Okay. Advanced, it's called Advanced Engineering. So it's called Advanced Engineering Mathematics. Advanced Engineering Mathematics. Okay, 4th edition. 4th edition. Stroud K.A. 2003. Advanced Engineering Mathematics in 4th edition. Then, the 6th reference book you need to master Calculus 1 is the book called the it's a book called the High Engineering, which has been authored by Ramana B.V. and it has been published in 2007. 2007. It's called the Higher Engineering Mathematics. It's called the Higher Engineering. It's called the Higher Engineering Mathematics. It's called the Higher Engineering Mathematics. Then Tata MC, wrote that one, okay? That the 6th reference material. Then again, reference book, okay? The 7th reference book that you need Calculus 1 Notes, authored by Olenjolaim, TAYAI. So this is Notes of what? Notes of Calculus 1. Calculus 1 in reference of the syllabus of UDOM or University of Dodoma. This is 1st edition. Then the 8th reference material is can refer online books and the notes. That is what another reference material that you need before, but again you need the 9th reference material for you to cover or to master Calculus 1. You need a device called the scientific calculator. Say scientific calculator. Scientific calculator. For example, the recommended one, I recommend the scientific calculator, which is called the Casio function 991. So Casio function 991. And the good news, we have also online undergraduate library where we're equipping our students with essential materials for them to cover and master every concept that we are teaching them, and we are motivating them to go beyond of what we taught them in the class. So this is the original Casio function 991 MS. It's original scientific calculator. We are equipping our students. We are not doing business actual, but you can order this scientific calculator. Just to go to the description of this video, click this software button, show more, and this will take you into the link of the video to know different or varieties of scientific calculator that we have in our online undergraduate library, right? So we have scientific calculator function 991 of number 1 and the rest number 2. So this is original scientific calculator. And the good news is we can ship or we can send, means we can transport this scientific calculator from our store library to any region of 31 regions of Tanzania, including 2 regions of Pemba and 3 regions of Unguja. So you may have this stuff for you, all right? So that the concept that this is the reference material, that because we are going to use it in many cases, especially when we learn about the finite or applications of what, when we learn about applications of derivatives, we need scientific calculator because we do numerical computation. When we're learning about the finite integrals, then we need a scientific calculator. And then, or when we're learning about for differential questions, differential questions, we have, do you know the intervals? I'm not sure. But also in case if we'll be dealing with limit, finding the limit of what, finding the limit of the function. Okay? So in order to find the limits of left-hand side of the function, we need scientific calculator in order to try different values of 40 of the function near to the point, right? So you need a scientific calculator. If you've lost it, don't be discouraged, don't get confused. You have just to go to the descriptions of the video, you'll see the link and the price that we are selling to you, and we can ship to you immediately as you pay the transport cost and the buying cost. Do it for your benefits. And we like just to tell you that we used to order original scientific calculator for you to enjoy the beauty of high engineering mathematics and scientific mathematics. So that is all about the reference material. Then B, as I say, I'm going to mention the reference book for you for QA. So QA, books, question and answers books, okay, or materials, books and writing and materials. So the first material or the first question and answers reference material that I recommend for you, you should find the tutorial sheet. Okay, you should find the tutorial sheet of 40. Tutorial sheet, maybe number 1, tutorial sheet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe, or 40. It depends of calculus 1. And this will be offered by your course master of calculus 1. Calculus 1. Then returns questions and answers reference book, okay, QA and answers reference book is what? Past papers, all right? So past papers. So with these past papers, we say that past papers, you must find test 1, past papers of test 1, you might find past paper of test 2, you might find past papers of 40 of test 3, you might find past papers of test 4, test 3, this is makeup test if it's there, excuse me. You must find past papers for university exam, UE, okay, of the maybe of 2020, the university exam of 2019, university exam of 2018, etc., etc. So university exam. And also, you might find the past paper supplemental university exam. So all of this material will help you to be competence in calculus 1. And you have to get prepared because the heart of online undergraduate institution, Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania is understanding. I don't know how to cram. I failed myself, and I have never taught how to teach students on cramming. So get prepared to understand. Even if that you hate the topic of calculus when you are in advanced educations or in your ordinary diploma, don't be discouraged and don't give up. I believe that I'm going to transform your mindset from one point to another point. So you have to be serious. I will be serious, and you have to expect radical changes in your mind for the rest of your life. But remember, whenever I teach you, and even when I be giving you this information, your mind can do deduction, which you call can receive this information and do the observation. What problem can I solve? This information that I'm learning, what real life problems can I solve? Where can I apply? Where can I use? Don't wait for somebody to show you that. You have to seek. This is a solution. This information is a solution of which problem? Because remember that I told you we are going to challenge you and think differently and think beyond the examination. We'll be challenging you to think beyond the certificate. We'll be challenging you to think beyond the employment. Because there is a life beyond the employment. And there's a life beyond the certificate of undergraduate education. There's a life against authority of marks. There's a life. There's a wonderful life, which I call the hidden life. So stay tuned. And I would like to say that it's the time right now, because in every lecture, I'll leave the homework. So ladies and gentlemen, I will just doing the general introduction, but the Holy Spirit will give me the homework for you. So this is the homework 00, right? So the question is this one. That's a simple question. What is calculus? What is calculus? Because called me calculus 1, that's the name. What is calculus? Do you know the definitions of calculus? Or just to know how to solve the questions of calculus? So ladies and gentlemen, the Holy Spirit said it is enough for OLENJOLAI, right? This is enough. So this is the end of lecture 1, lecture 0, general introductions of calculus 1. And I thank God who have created me in his own image and likeness. And I thank God who have given me a gift of teaching. And I thank God who have given me a gift of engineering, right? I'm engineer, engineering is me, and I am engineer. And engineering is me, and I am in engineering, right? I thank God who have given the opportunity to join me in this lecture 00. On the lecture 0, and I thank God, and I thank you also for making decisions to join me from the beginnings of the session to this session to the end. I would like just to remind you, please remember to subscribe, remember to like the video. Why should you subscribe? The aim for you to subscribe is for you to get official notification once we upload or we add a new video. I want to tell you that, and this is the promise I want to make before the Lord, that we'll be adding at least one video in a day in our YouTube channel that's called the Undergrad Polyinstit of Tanzania in square bracket Olenjolaim. So I want you to get informations automatically once we upload. So you'll get information if you have your email, you sign in YouTube, and you subscribe onto our channel, so that you will get notifications once the lecture 1 of calculus 1 will be made public, right? That's very important. Again, in case you have any questions, how are we going to interact? I'll be using different digital technology methodology of interacting with my students, because I know my sessions with all questions from the students is incomplete. However, that according to the grace that God has given me in teaching engineering, mathematics, and scientific and engineering and scientific mathematics, I used to answer so many questions of the students. When I was teaching physically, when I give them a chance to ask you questions, they say, "Sir, we have no any questions. We have understood everything. All the questions we expected to ask you, you have been answering one questions after the other one." I thank God for that. It's not me who knows the questions in the mind of people, but it's God himself who creating the connection between myself as a transmitter and the receivers. And I thank God for that. And that's what I'm praying, the connections between I and you. But in case you have any question, you have to ask me. Currently, use the comment section below here to ask you questions. And not only ask you questions, give me the feedback. Give me the feedback, please, that I have understood what you're teaching. You know that the way that even yourself, a business person, or you go in a certain market, you buy something, and then you find that the person comes and just come and give you feedback. Thank you for the solution, or thank you for the thing, for the product that you've sold to me. How are you going to feel? You'll feel encouraged that I have solved someone problems. This program is not for the entertainment. This program is not for being public, being popular. This program is for solving real life problems among Tanzanian, African, American, European, Asian, Australian students, and especially undergraduate students. So my joy is to see I have solved your problems on learning higher engineering mathematics and higher scientific mathematics. So tell me in the comment section. Again, God is a founder of this program. He's the owner of this program. He's the source of this program. He's a sponsor of this program. And God, my living God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, He's the one who sent me or asked me to do this program for His glory in engineering mathematics, for His glory to be manifested in higher engineering mathematics, for His glory to be manifested in higher scientific mathematics. And then, you know what He told me? He told me, because I gave you the chieftain, then give me thanks through doing this program. So that's why that you are receiving these contents which are worthy. You could pay a lot amount of money for you to have it or to get this training. But God has already paid for you. But again, God has opened the doors for you to participate, to receive the blessing for this work. It's very expensive because I gave you a promise and I told you in the beginning, we have a vision to record more than 500 videos of teaching you in online undergraduate Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, square bracket Olenjolaim. It's a work of days, day and night, months after months, and possibly year after year. But we are ready for that. So it's very expensive to prepare even a single video. But God pays for it. That's why that you receive. But He has invited you to offer Him your free willing thanksgiving. So if you want to offer your free willing thanksgiving through this program, you are warmly welcome. And you may do it by using the mobile transactions through this telephone number 0759745331. And the registered name is Olenjolaim TAYAI. Again, if you want to do the bank transaction, just go to the descriptions below of this video, and then you'll see the bank account and the bank name. So for you to send or to offer your free willing thanksgiving, offer of any amount according to the instructions of the Holy Spirit. Offer generously, right? Generous. So you have to offer it generous and from your heart. We are not forcing you, right? If you feel that you don't have any reasons or you don't feel anything else or you don't need to offer in order to support the running costs for this program, then don't worry. Have the videos, have the contents, enjoy them. One day, you may remember to give thanks to God for what He has done for you. Because even ourselves, when God was taking us from one state by using other people, we didn't give God honor and thanks. But later, we thank Him because He knew why should we pursue that route and why should we meet those people, right? So if that's the case, this is Engineer Olenjolaim, who loves you so much. I would like to say that stay enjoying the beauty of Calculus 1, and I would like to ask you to join me in the next lecture, which is lecture 1, where I will teach you now the general introductions of the topic of limit, and restarting solving problems and speaking the mathematical language. So may God bless you. Keep praying for me. I'm keep praying for you. May God bless you and keep you until we meet in the lecture 2.